Yes! 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 The Tigers take 2 of 3 against Kansas City. Thank God. After today's game, thank God. This boy kid, pretty good. The Mud Hens headed quicker down the pipes and falling deeper into the hole. And, of course, the news and notes of the NHL. It's a Thursday edition of All Andy Alfred. By the way, I want to say thank you to John Stewart for everything he has done here with news and making it a comedy spin. He'll have a good run of the money against him and the Republican debate tonight. Let's see what happens with John Kasich this evening. This is All Andy Alfred right here on your exclusive home for me. A production of ClayFan23, only on ClayFan23. Let's get it started.
I've been listening to you, watching the same games you've been watching, but I have the nerve to say what's on my mind. It's time to listen. It's time to learn. It's time for All Andy Alfred.
Hello. And it starting now.
Go get 'em, Tiger. Row.
We're all behind our baseball team. Go get 'em, Tiger. World Series bound and picking.
Not this year.
Go get 'em, Tiger. There'll be joy in Tiger Town. We'll sing you songs with the Bengals bring the pennant home where it belongs.
Not this year.
We're all behind our baseball team. Go get 'em. Detroit Tigers. Go get 'em, Tigers.
Oh, go get 'em, Tigers! Taking 2 of 3 over the AL Central, leading Kansas City Royals. Whoa!
We're all behind our baseball team. Go get 'em. Detroit Tigers. Go get 'em, Tigers.
Oh, go get 'em, Tigers! Oh, I love you guys, and welcome to this Thursday, August the 6th edition of Oh, Andy Alfred right here on your exclusive home for me, a production of ClayFan23, coming to you live here from the beautiful Man Cave Studios in East Toledo, Ohio. I'm your host, Andrew Alfred. Great to have you with you on the program today. We're going to talk a little bit about recapping today's post-game edition of All Andy Alfred, as the Tigers took on the Royals here this afternoon at Comerica Park, and Ian Kinsler yet again proving that he's for real. A good thing they didn't move him at the trade deadline. We'll break down the games for the Tigers as well as around the major leagues and preview the upcoming series for the Tigers as they take on Boston, as well as talking a little bit about the Mud Hens as well. So let's get right into it. Let's start with what happened last night at Comerica Park, and the start of Boyd, of the rookie sensation of Matt Boyd, firing 7 strong innings in his Motor City debut and helping the Tigers getting a 2-1 victory over the Kansas City Royals. Boyd gets the win. He goes to 1-2 with a 7.90 ERA, helps his ERA down. He was at 14 before the game. Now he's down to 7.90 ERA going into the game. He went a solid 7 innings, 7 hits, 1 run. That run was earned, 1 no walks, and 2 strikeouts. For Kansas City, Johnny Cueto was the starter, formerly of the Cincinnati Reds. He went 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs. Those 2 runs were earned, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. No home runs hit in the game. Wilson gets the save, his second of the year. Time of the game last night at Comerica Park, 2 hours and 38 minutes, 34,628 in attendance at Comerica Park. Last night, around the major leagues, before we get into yesterday's games, we have games that are happening tonight as well. Like I may mention, the Indians were a loser yesterday, 4-3. We broke that game down in its entirety yesterday afternoon. Minnesota loses to Toronto 9-7. The Mets were a winner 8-6 and complete the sweep over the Miami Marlins. San Francisco a 6-1 win over the Atlanta Braves. In 13 innings, it was the St. Louis Cardinals a winner over the Cincinnati Redlegs 4-3. Texas was a winner 4-3 over the Houston Astros, and Milwaukee an 8-5 victory over the San Diego Padres. The Pittsburgh Pirates were a winner yesterday evening 7-5 overall, and it was a home run derby. Rizzo his 21st, Schwarber his 5th, McCutcheon his 16th, and Gregory Polanco his 5th. The Phillies were a loser to the Dodgers 4-3. So the Tigers getting a much needed victory last night. Then we get to today. The Tigers yet again had to play from behind, and Ian Kinsler walk it off. Ian, after Victor Martinez having 2 home runs in the game, including the go-ahead 3-run shot in the 3rd. But it was Ian Kinsler's 2-run blast in the 9th to give the Tigers a walk-off victory in this rubber match between the Royals. Wilson gets the win. He goes to 2-3 with a 1.72 ERA. He went a total of Azanabal Sanchez got the start. He went 6 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs. Those 4 runs were earned, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts, 1 home run he gave up to Barrera, his first of the year. Wilson gets the win. He went an inning pitch, 1 hit, no runs, none of them earned, 2 walks, no strikeouts. His ERA a 1.72. Madison gets the loss for Kansas City. He gets 1-2 with a 2.64 ERA. It was Ventura on the hill. He went 5 innings, 8 hits, 6 runs. All 6 were earned, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. 2 home runs were all from Victor Martinez. Time of the game today, 3 hours and 26 minutes, 38,919 in attendance at Comerica Park. So the Tigers taking 2 of 3 of this series and getting a much better victory, getting back into the horse a little bit of the season here so far, and it's gonna be interesting to see what happens going down the stretch for the Tigers as they got to take on Boston tomorrow night. But other scores around the major leagues, it was a getaway day around the major leagues. Half a day games yesterday, the other half today. It was the Brew Crew getting a 10-1 victory over the San Diego Padres. The Dodgers putting up 10 runs against the Phillies as they win 10-8. The Reds get blanked by the St. Louis Cardinals 3-0 today. We're in the bottom of the 6th in Washington right now. It's Washington 4, Arizona 1. Starting tonight at 7:05, it'll be Boston versus New York. Rodriguez versus Sabathia. 7:07 sees Gibson versus Burley. 7:10 sees Miami in Atlanta. It's Urlaub versus Whistler. 8:05 has the San Francisco Giants, the defending champions. As Heston will start for him. It will be versus Hamel, who is 6-5 with a 3.13 ERA. Forgot it was not Cole Hamels. And Houston will take on Oakland tonight. It'll be Feldman, 4-5 with a 4.58 ERA, taking on Brooks, who's 1-0 with a 3.09 ERA. 10 start time for that one. Looking at the series going forward for both Detroit will start a series against the Boston Red Sox starting tomorrow night. It will be Kelly on the mound for Boston. He's 3-6 with a 6.11 ERA. Bud Norris will start for the Tigers. He's 2-1 with a 3.23 ERA. That's Friday night at 7:08 tomorrow night. And then it will be the Tigers' Alfredo Simon on the hill on Saturday, 10-8 with a 4.55 ERA. Boston and John Farrell have not yet named the starter for that one, and both teams have not yet named starters for Sunday's game. For the Indians, they will start up a 3-game homestand with the Minnesota Twins. It'll be Mike Pelfrey on the hill, 5-7 with a 3.65 ERA. It'll be Cody Anderson on the hill, 2-3 with a 3.38 ERA, 7:10 start time for that one. On Saturday, it will be a 7:10 start time. It'll be Santana, 2-2 with a 3.89 ERA versus Trevor Bauer, who is 8-8 with a 3.98 ERA, 7:10 start time for that one. The concluding game on Sunday sees, of course, Corey Kluber for the Indians, 6-12 with a 3.60 ERA versus Phil Hughes, who is 10-7 with a 4.14 ERA at 1:10. You can watch all the games on FSN North or on Fox Sports Time, Ohio. Looking at the standings going forward into today's game with the Tigers' victory today, they're now 53-55, 10.5 games out of first place, 3.5 out of a wild card. Minnesota, with the win tonight, can go 8 games closer to the first place with a record of 54-53 right now, 2 games out of a wild card spot. The White Sox are 51-55, 11.5 out, 4.5 out of a wild card spot. The Indians are 7 games out of a wild card, 14 games out of first place at 49 and 58. Kansas City 63 and 44 overall. In the National League Central, the St. Louis Cardinals are 69 and 39. Pittsburgh 62 and 44, 6 games behind the Cardinals and 3.5 games up in the wild card. The Cubs a half a game out of the wild card race, 10 games out of first place at 58 and 48. The Reds are 48 and 58, 20 games out, 10.5 out of a wild card. Milwaukee 47 and 63, 23 games out of first place, 13.5 out of a wild card position. So of course, we'll look at tonight's game between Minnesota and Toronto very carefully, and we'll also tomorrow go more in depth on our Friday edition of All Andy Alfred of the rest of the series between the Indians and the Twins and the Tigers and the Red Sox. So the Red Sox Nation is on its way to Comerica Park. You're watching All Andy Alfred right here on your exclusive home for me, a production of ClayFan23, presented by CarryTheFifthLine.tumblr.com. I'm your host, Andy Alfred, of course, and let's talk about the Mud Hens. This team absolutely, and I'll say it, absolutely sucks. I'm sorry. I can't help it anymore. The whole Tiger farm system sucks. Lakeland's failing. Western Michigan's failing. The Mud Hens are failing. Erie's the only positive out of the whole situation. Lehigh Valley was a winner last night, 9-3, and they are taking the series right now. They will take the series tonight. They could go for the sweep tonight in this bacon and egg series. O'Sullivan gets the win. He goes to 1-1 with a 4.70 ERA. Casera gets the loss. He goes to 0-1 with a 14.40 ERA. Barkin gets his first save of the year. For O'Sullivan, he gets the win. He got 5 innings, 5 hits, 1 run. That run was earned, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts. His ERA of 4.70. Luis Casilla went 5 innings, 9 hits, 8 runs. All 8 were earned, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. ERA 14.40. Time of the game, 2 hours and 46 minutes, 6,884 in attendance at Fifth Third Field last night. You can tell that the seats are going to get a lot more emptier now, except for the weekends because it's the fair weather fans who want to just go to the games. The weekdays are going to kill us. You're going to see nobody there. Nobody there. Let's look at the scoreboard from around the International League from last night. The Clippers took on the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders yesterday and got the loss. Then they lost 7-2. Pawtucket was a loser to Syracuse 7-4. Louisville gets a 3-2 win over the Norfolk Tides. Indianapolis an 8-1 win over the Durham Bulls. Buffalo was a loser to the Charlotte Knights 8-3, and Rochester loses to Gwinnett 4-3. We had one day game happen today in the International League. It was the Louisville Bats taking on the Norfolk Tides, and Norfolk getting a 2-1 victory over the Louisville Bats. Tonight it will be, right now it's a delayed start in Gwinnett right now with the rain happening between Rochester and Gwinnett. Pawtucket is taking on Syracuse tonight, 7:05 start time for that one. Charlotte is hosting Buffalo, and the concluding game of the series is Wolf versus Penny. 7:05 is Glasnow versus Drew Smiley for Durham. Scranton will be taking on Columbus in the last game of the series. It will be Hayes versus Grubb. The Mud Hens will host the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs for the last time tonight. And here's the starting lineup tonight looking for the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. Leading off and batting first for the Iron Pigs tonight will be Henson at first base. DeGrom will be batting second. He's at third base. Bosfelik is at third. He's in right field. Alter is batting fourth. He's in center field. Kratz is batting fifth. He is DHing. Cord Phelps batting sixth. He's at second base. Dugan is at seventh, batting seventh. He's in left field. Leno is batting eighth. He's in catching. And Sierra is batting ninth. He is the shortstop this evening. And behind the plate for Leno throwing to Leno tonight will be Vasquez, who is 7-3 with a 4.17 ERA. For the Mud Hens tonight, it'll be Kyle Ryan on the hill, 0-9 with a 5.26 ERA. And here's your starting lineup for your Toledo Mud Hens. Josh Wilson leading off, batting first. He's at third base. Dixon Machado batting second. He's at shortstop. Mark Krause batting third. He's at first base. Mike Crash Hessman Batting fourth, he is the DH this evening.
Presenting His Most Royal Majesty, the King.
Yeah, King Hessman, of course. And then I'll get to a story here in just a little bit about Hessman. Batting fifth will be Stephen Moya. He's in right field. Jeff McMahon batting sixth. He's in left field tonight. Batting seventh, it will be Brian Holiday. He's behind the plate tonight for Kyle Ryan. Trayvon Robinson batting eighth. He's in center field. And Alexi Castilla batting ninth. He is at second base. So getting back to the Hessman story right now, the ball is still in limbo right now for Mike Hessman. The ball is still in limbo. It's just a laughing matter. It's not worth anything. That ball is not worth anything. Unless you're offering a lot. You need to get you're not going to get a lot for that ball. Just give it to him. Get a couple signed bats, team ball, maybe tickets to a game. If it was me, if I had the ball in my hand, and I'll show you, I'll play it up for you. Hold on just a second. If I had his ball in my hand, and they said, what do you want for this ball? I would want three things. Some autographed bats, a team autographed baseball, and for the Mud Hens, season tickets for the rest of my life. That's when they have Fifth Third Field. That's when they have the new ballpark that they'll build the rest of my lifetime, for my children's lifetime. So if I had the ball and they didn't want to give it to me, that plan, see this? It's going to stay in the collection. Stay in the collection. And to the guy who has the ball, and you're offering, you want a lot for the ball, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Get the bats, get the ball, get the autographed baseballs and so forth. Get tickets. Because that ball is not going to be worth, it's not a Barry Bonds ball, or McGuire ball, or Sosa ball. It's an International League record home run baseball. It's not going to be worth a lot. Looking at the standings in the IL West, Indianapolis still leads it. They are now the second best record in all the IL at 65 and 47. Columbus 61 and 50, 3.5 games out of first place. Louisville 57 and 57 at 500, 9 games out of first place. And Toledo is 45 and 66, 19 games out of first place, 14 games from elimination. We could be in single digits by the end of this weekend for elimination. We could be out early in August. That'd be a joke. Absolute joke. Absolute joke. This franchise and this team right now is an absolute joke! Thank God Larry Parrish is retiring. Thank God we're getting new leadership in the top of the organization. Because if it was Dombrowski, this team would be the same crap. It'd be the same stuff all over again. Just take the TNT charge and boom! Blow it up. Pawtucket still worth the worst record of all the International League at 44 and 67. The Mud Hens are now second worst at 45 and 66. Syracuse is 46 and 67. And then after that you have Lehigh Valley, who's 51 and 61. If they sweep us tonight, I swear, bacon will be better than eggs. Get your tickets for this weekend. The Mud Hens are taking on the New York Yankees, granting the first place in the IL North. Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders. Tomorrow it will be Capiano, 1-1 with a 2.45 ERA. He'll take on Thad Weber, who's 6-7 with a 3.91 ERA. Saturday sees Dela Cruz on the hill, 7-0 with a 3.06 ERA versus Tim Melville, who is 4-9 with a 5.29 ERA. He has to get back into the swing of things after his performance on Monday. Including game on Sunday sees Lau 0-1 with a 10.38 ERA, taking on Mike Belfiore, who's 5-10 with a 5.25 ERA before the Mud Hens hit the road to take on the Indianapolis Indians in a three-game series starting Tuesday night. They will return back home after the series on Friday. If I can pull it up right. After the series against Indianapolis, they'll come back home. They'll play a series with the Charlotte Knights on the 15th of August. And then they'll play the Gwinnett Braves on the 17th and 18th of August. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. And looking forward to maybe having Nicholas DeVera from BeatTheShift.tumblr.com as he's with the Charlotte Knights, traveling with the team to look at the prospects going forward. You're watching All Andy Alfred right here on your exclusive phone for me, a production of ClayFan23. I am your host, Andy Alfred, of course. This is the post-game edition of All Andy Alfred. That's the Tigers getting a much-needed victory today. So let's take a look at some signings that are happening around the NHL. We had 3 signings today. It was Brandon Galmy from the Arizona Coyotes re-upping with the contract. Calvin Pickard with the Colorado Avalanche signs with the Avalanche. The Avalanche will have a goaltender for this year. But Matt Cullen from the Nashville Predators is now a Pittsburgh Penguin. He is now signed. The Christian Erickson situation right now is in the air now with the Jackets. You got to get this deal done. We need some more solid defensemen. Jared Bull's not going to be anything for us. Eroff is a key pickup. We need him. We need him. We need him. It's key. Very, very key. I would like to see Zedlicki. Can we get Zedlicki? We can't get Ehrhoff. You'll get into the crawl of the Devils fans. We'll see. We'll see. ECHL news and notes to pass along to you. The Quad City Mariners have signed forward Colin Valcourt to a deal. He is a forward. Pepe Felipe Cadron, Marcus Hines, Christophe Lalonde, Jordan McGraw, and Alexandre Ranger have agreed to terms with the Norfolk Admirals. The Gwinnett Gladiators have signed an agreement with the Boston Bruins and the Providence Bruins for the next 2 seasons. The Orlando Solar Bears signs Carlson to a 3-year pro. Had 27 goals and 27 assists in 97 ECHL games with Elmira on Idaho and Missouri. The Allen Americans veteran and added proven scorer Pedro Zabal, 90 goals, 207 assists in 348 ECHL games. Goaltender Christoph Betsberg and defenseman Spencer Humphreys and forward Thomas Golson are going to join the Evansville Iceville. And longtime rival for Bo will join with the Chicago rival. Bo joins the Colorado Eagles. The defenseman had 99 points, 2 goals, 17 assists, long penalty minutes for him in the East Coast League. Tonight, happening at Quicken Loans Arena tonight, it will be the GOP Republican debate. Donald Trump being the number 1 overall seed. Jeb Bush number 2. John Kasich from the state of Ohio 10th. I would like to pass this along to all you tonight that are not going to do anything this evening. Besides watching Jon Stewart's last program, like I will be doing. Watching this Republican debate very, very closely to see what happens. Yes, I know, it's 2015. The presidential election is 1 year away. But it is key to look what options are going to be available. I like John Kasich. I like Marco Rubio. Two are a solid core that could actually work as for the Republican Party. Donald Trump is going to find something. They're going to find something on Donald Trump, and he's going to pull out. That leaves the door for Jeb Bush. Jeb Bush, possibility. But John Kasich, watch him in the weeds. Marco Rubio, watch them in the weeds. Be very, very interesting today. On tomorrow's edition of All Andy Alfred, we will break down the Mud Hen game as well as preview their series coming up against the Rail Riders a little bit more in depth. Talk a little bit about the Tigers and the Red Sox series in depth a little bit more, as well as the Indians and Minnesota series, and get you set for this weekend's action on the diamond. And preview the NFL football game that's happening on Sunday in Canton, Ohio, between the Minnesota Vikings and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes, I have to make mention of this. Starting Sunday, there will be football on. And there will be football on every weekend till Valentine's Day in any form, with it being high school, pro, college. Mike Greenberg on Mike and Mike was just absolutely astounded by it, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait for football season to start. We will have our NFL preview edition starting on Tuesday. On Tuesday's edition of All Andy Alfred, the NFL preview special will be taking place. We'll break down the divisions and my expectations for the season as well too for the Lions and the Browns. And we will pass this along too. On Wednesday, we will take All Andy Alfred back on the road. Yes, we are taking the road trip back to the Little Bavaria that is Frankenmuth, Michigan. Oh, I cannot wait. We'll be staying at the Bavarian Inn Lodge and Resort. We'll be doing a live show on Wednesday, tape show on Thursday. Can't wait to see you guys there. Hope you can join us. You can call 1-800-FUNTOWN. That's 1-800-FUNTOWN for more information about Frankenmuth, Michigan, and all our events that will be happening this week. Thinking about playing some golf on Wednesday afternoon, evening at the Fortress. Need a second. Need a pair. Interested? Come on up. Frankenmuth, Michigan. 2 hours away from downtown Toledo. From Toledo. 2.5 hours away from Toledo. And can't beat it. Can't beat it. And I cannot wait to share it with you guys as well, too. It's going to wrap it up for All Andy Alfred today. On tomorrow's edition of All Andy Alfred. By the way, Friday usually is our tape show. We had our tape show on Tuesday. We are not going to be having a tape show tomorrow. It will be a regular tape show for Friday's edition. We'll have our live show on Wednesday and Thursday. We will have a live show Wednesday, tape show on Thursday when we're up in Michigan as well. And we'll be tape shows Monday, Tuesday, live show Wednesday, tape show Thursday, tape show Friday. Cannot wait to see you guys. And cannot wait to come back on the air, however you're watching us, wherever you're watching us. Thank you for tuning into the program today. And, as always, go Tigers! Let's go Tribe! Let's not into my season 7. And we are the 5th line. And are you ready for some football? I am. And that's going to wrap it up for All Andy Alfred today. And, as always... Oh, and by the way, go Kasich. By the way, go Kasich and go Rubio. And as always, I'm pulling for you. We're all in this together. The game of life. And to the teams behind me. And to your team that you root for at home as well. Victory is sweetest when you have tasted defeat. Have a good night, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow for another edition of All Andy Alfred. Love you, babe. Talk to you guys tomorrow.
Go get 'em, Tiger. Wow.
We're all behind our baseball team. Go get 'em, Tiger. World Series bound and picking up steam. Go get 'em, Tiger. There'll be joy in Tiger Town. We'll sing you songs with the Bengals bring the pennant home where it belongs. We're all behind our baseball team. Go get 'em.
Detroit Tigers!
guys tomorrow.